Alright, 97.7 Outlaw Radio FM listeners, you already know who it is. It's DJ Immortal. It's 8:30 p.m. on the East and 5:30 p.m. on the West Coast. And I would proudly love to announce that for the second time we have the legendary B.O.X, Beyond Ordinary Existence, also now known as Mr. Hotbox. How you doing, brother?
What's happening, bro? It's
Man.
great to be here another time, man. I'm telling you guys, man. I'm having so much fun with some B.O.X and Outlaw Radio, man, and I love the way y'all killing the record, man.
Hey man, you know what, man? If like I always say to a lot of people that that support what I do, if you send it, I am most definitely going to spin it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I might make something a little special for that, you know?
But I have to ask you, man.
Special.
It's been about I would say roughly a year since you actually were on the radio station. If you don't mind me asking, like, what have you been up to since then, man? I know you got some great projects in the mix with DJ Battlecat. You got you got your own CBD oil company brewing up, man. You're making some big moves out there on the West Coast.
Yeah, I'm doing some pretty big things. I'm actually also getting into video and green screen work too. We trying to create some virtuals and get into CGI a little bit.
Yeah, I noticed that, man. I noticed you actually had a green screen, like, actually set up in your backyard and whatnot, man. I think I saw those a couple
Man.
weeks ago there.
That's that was a trick. We actually did that, so we wouldn't have to mess around with the lighting. We could actually use the natural light, and we could create the backgrounds ourselves.
And one thing
And
I
I have a
noticed.
video.
Oh, sorry
I
about this.
actually have a video. It's called Burn. That I'm about to put out where we kind of unveiling our new side of ourselves a little bit.
Hey, man, you know what? It's always good to try new things, bro. It's always good to try new things.
Yeah, have some fun with this, man. That's what this is really all about. I feel the egos and I feel everybody, on their own thing and all that. But man, I just do this to have fun, man. It's so many youngsters, so many oldsters doing this, and for me to pull up and I'm banging the new stuff, they be looking at me like, oh man, you are on here. You ain't supposed to be banging this, but I'm on everything, man, and I like independent music too, man.
And also, I saw a post about Static Music Group. I was wondering if you could tell us a bit more about that, and of course, like, who else is currently signed to that particular company?
As of right now, we just let go of an artist, but I joined partners with one of my friends. He actually engineered and recorded and helped me with a lot of the executive work on the Smash and Recreation records. So we formed another organization together legally, and we threw it out with a new distribution. So now I kind of have two ways I can do things. I have Static Music with Disco Kid, and I have Hotbox LLC with Creative Digital.
Yeah, because I knew you already had a Hotbox LLC, man. I remember we spoke about that during the first interview, man. As of right now, is that still only you that's signed to that, or do you have a new artist that you just recently signed to Hotbox LLC?
Well, what we're doing is I'm keeping the labels open right now. I've seen a few artists, but none that it's a difference between a great artist and a great artist that can actually put together a presentation. And I think that's where the writing and all that comes in. You could be the dopest freestyler in the world, but if you can't write and you can't conceptualize, then the album gets sort of bland sometimes. So I'm trying to find someone with some substance that can really hold your attention for a while and put out some really great music. And I just haven't found that artist yet. I mean, there's a lot of artists in the West Coast, but I'm a small independent right now, and I just, I have to take what comes by, and I haven't seen any other greatest artist yet. It's not a lot of people that are taking time with their music anymore.
The one thing I want to ask, because I know we have a lot of listeners all over the world, man. So, if any individuals want to actually reach out to you and they're an artist and they want to see if they can wow Mr. Hotbox, what's your email? That way they can send you some music and see if they can actually, put a smile on your face, man. See if they can bring you back to the 90s.
Look, if you got some heat and you hot to death and you're in the Los Angeles area, because unfortunately, if we are working with an artist that has to be hands-on, it would be nice to talk to you. You can reach me at hotboxllc@gmail.com. That's hotboxllc@gmail.com.
And also, one of my other favorite albums by you, man, is actually called Outside the Box, which actually is featuring numerous other artists. I have to ask you, what's the story and inspiration behind that record, man? Because that's another one of those records that I used to bump back in high school, man.
Well, it had, around the time of 9/11, we couldn't travel, and it wasn't a whole lot we could do. They had shut down the airplanes and everything, and we had to give money back to promoters that paid us for shows that we couldn't get to. And I had masters compiled that may have been a solo B.O.X album, but over the years I compiled them with different guest stars and everything, and I just gave you my catalog. That's why we called it Outside the Box. And that's actually a gift from Sir Jinx. He actually put that record together.
The legendary Sir Jinx. Yeah, is that the only project that you guys have had the opportunity to work on, or do you guys have anything new on the horizon?
Well, right now I'm working real hard on my solo stuff. Jinx is, I haven't spoken to Jinx in a while, but I'm pretty sure, we can work together and get something cracking, Anytime he's ready.
So if you're listening, Jinx, you know what I mean? Hotbox is ready. Let's cook something up.
Let's do it.
And speaking of another phenomenal producer, man, I noticed you've been working a lot with DJ Battlecat, man. And I have to say, man, DJ Battlecat really, really doesn't get as much praise as he should, man. He is a phenomenal producer within the music industry. But I have to ask you, man, how did you get connected with DJ Battlecat, and what is next? When that video drops, what can our listeners expect from that release?
Well, right now, Battlecat is making his first solo attempt. He's actually dropping his debut solo album where he's actually rapping. And the way I met Battlecat, I've actually been around Battlecat since I was 15 years old. So, I've been rhyming since I was like 9 years old, but I've been around Cat since maybe about 15 and 16. I was introduced to him by Roger Clayton, Uncle Jam, God bless dead, and we did. Me and Battlecat met each other. We wind up working together, and it hasn't stopped in over 3 decades.
And speaking of another legend, man, because as we already know, if people tuned into the first interview, man, we talked about how you were formerly a Ruthless Records artist with Eazy-E, but you also have some work coming out with Big to the Boy on a song called Burn. I have to ask you, man, what can our listeners expect from that track when it does get released, and how did you get connected with Big to the Boy?
Me and Big to the Boy had always been missing each other. He would be at a studio, and I would maybe come along a few days after and hear what he did and add to it. But the people that we were connected with never took the time to connect us together. So I attended a party one day and finally met him, and when I got his number, I stayed in touch. He did. He told me what kind of problems he was having. I told him, what I was doing, and we got it together, and now, you know, that's my brother, man. We the tightest of family, man. That's my bro.
And the one thing I do want to say, I know about in December, I noticed on Instagram that he got into a really bad car accident. I just want to say that I'm so glad that he's still here with us, man, because, you know, that would be a great loss for hip hop.
Yeah, yeah. Who was that again?
Big to the boy. I remember like he got into a bad accident. I'm not 100% sure it was a car accident, but I knew he was in like a neck brace and whatnot about last year.
Oh yeah, but he's been. You know what? We haven't even talked about that. He's been moving so far ahead. He's actually been off the social networking scene and really working hard on his music. I think he's about to surprise some folks. I'm actually, this Burn single that I'm dropping actually features him, and it also features Lil Mama. She's another talented artist from the West Coast, but she's been around for decades, and you know, I've just, you know, kept it real with everybody that I grew up around, everybody that I know, and everybody that I did music with, and I still do music with them now. And I just like being able to do independent things to where now we can do paperwork and really get paid off this stuff now, you know.
And most definitely agree, you know, because back in the days when when a lot of individuals are signed to record labels, they you know what I mean, they didn't own their masters. The record labels did, you know what I mean. So now, the good thing that does come with the music industry now is everybody can own their own music. So, you know, if they really do blow up, they can make some mad fast cash.
You know, there's no school to teach the music business, and there's no teachers that teach the music business. The music business is something you have to experience and learn from bumps and bruises and all that, and getting popped upside the head for you to get it right. You know, my thing has been, you know, around the people that I've been around, you know, whatever I learn, I try to pass it on so my brothers can get a fair shake too, owning their music, owning their writers, you know, knowing what copyrights are, knowing what publishing is. You know, I try to make sure everybody is in cahoots because I don't want to have the reputation of doing something bad to an artist. You know, I'm not really doing this thing. This is so much fun to me. This is fun.
Hey, and I gotta say, you know, like I told you this before, in my personal opinion, you are a legend, man. You have done so much for hip hop. I still jam to your "Rock That" song, man, that you did way back in the day, man. I still I still play that, bro, like it just came out yesterday.
Man, I just graduated high school. That video was shot right after I graduated high school, man, and that was like the time of my life. I knew I was on. You know, once we shot that video, and we didn't really think nothing of it, but on TV, Raps picked it up, BET picked it up, and I was like, whoa, we're getting somewhere. And then it hit top 20 on the Box. I was like, oh, man, you know, and the overwhelming of love Los Angeles and Compton gave to a brother like me, man, it really opened my eyes to really want to be a facet in this music industry. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's not a mogul, you know, Earl the Pearl and Earl the Goat, Manicold, and all of that, they're legends, and people know who they are. They may not have been the top stars, but they were legends in their own right. And that's kind of like what I want to be, but also, you know, I want to be that dude you really can't step to, even if you're young. Because I be taking these youngsters to the mic.
Hey, man, I most definitely agree with that, man. But one thing about the Rock That video, man. Right after you graduated high school and that came out, is that when Eazy-E discovered you, or were you already signed before you graduated high school?
That album, I did a song called Life of Gangsta on that album, and he wanted that song so bad, but I couldn't give it to him. Legally, I couldn't give it to him. But Stephon turned in the album to him on Ruthless, and he took a liking to that and signed me to a songwriting deal. And from then on, I started writing for more of his projects, like HWA and JJ Bad, I did a couple of personal things for him, but nothing that ever stuck and got released. And unfortunately, we had to take a turn for the worse, but it's all right.
If you don't mind me asking, did you write any like really big famous songs out of Ruthless? Like, which ones did you actually write that actually really made a big impact within like hip hop culture?
Maybe the HWA album. I did a few songs for him. I did some other Ghost stuff. I really don't want to talk about that, but I did a lot of Ghost stuff that I gotten paid for. That's really been some success, and I've been a part of some great artists and stuff like that. But unfortunately, I can't disclose them because I agreed to do this ghostwriting thing.
That's true, and hence the word ghost, right? And hence the word ghost means you have to be a ghost about it. But I do gotta say, man, just whatever projects you did write, I'm pretty sure they're in rotation on the station because after all, we're an old school hip hop station. So whatever ones you did do, thank you for just your contribution to hip hop, man.
Thank you, man, for always having me, always supporting, man. You guys are tremendous up there in Canada. All the way here from LA. I mean, I'm sending the biggest shout out to you guys up there. You guys are representing the West Coast legitimately, Hey,
man, I might live on the East, but I rep the West, man. I love that West Coast sound. I love the G-Funk sound, man. Don't get me wrong. I have love for the East Coast, man. You know what I mean? I have love for the East Coast hip-hop. But for some reason, the West Coast vibe has always struck me in a better way than the East Coast did.
That's right.
But I also saw, man.
It's more down home here. It's not about the show and lights and stuff. It's about what we do every day here. That's actually my field of write. I like to write about everyday things.
And speaking of writing about everyday things, man, you have a brand new record actually coming out called Weight Distribution. I have to ask you, can you tell us a bit more about that album, and also what can our listeners expect from that release?
That release is 11 songs of B.O.X in his rapping stage. I'm actually adding a free mixtape to that, so you guys can feel some of that too. But I'm doing some traditional rap and hip hop stuff on this album. My next album is going to be more melodic, more melody driven, more musical. I'm dealing with some different producers and stuff. Just trying to make some things happen, I just like having fun with it. I like showing my different talents.
Hey, man, and that's a good thing as well. Not a lot of, I'm going to say this, not a lot of hip-hop artists really can go different routes with their music, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
So, you know what, I'm looking forward to that.
And hopefully it won't happen to me, but I've seen it happen before. I'm just having fun, though, y'all. I just want to give y'all something y'all can enjoy. If y'all can wiggle to it, let's do it,
And also, aside from the music side of things, I also saw on your Instagram about Hammerhead pre-rolls. I was wondering, can you tell us a bit more about those? And also, where can our listeners get some Hammerheads? And of course, are they available outside of the U.S.?
Well, I have a friend. His name is Roach Killer. He's part of a great organization called Hammerhead Pre-Roll. They actually stepped behind me. He actually let me try a few of their items, and they had some great stuff. So I've been along with him, and I've been taking a bit of their promotional items and really flexing my muscle on the social networking with it. And it's turning out to be something a little beautiful. Everybody has been asking about it, but that's what it is. My friend Roach Killer, he's doing a great job of representing the company, and I really hope everybody enjoys the product.
And also, you have a track out that I really took a liking to, man, titled Bones, that was actually produced by E.A. Ski. I have to ask you, how did you get connected with him, and where can our listeners actually purchase that single?
That single, I think, is on Google Play, if I'm not mistaken, and it might be on iTunes, too. But at EHT at Spice One's Trigger Got No Heart video shoot. She shot the video here in LA, and I was actually a part of the video. Spice One actually kicked it with us a lot, so we did the video, and I was EHT's ride from the airport, and ever since then, you know, we kind of bonded. He played some stuff for me, I played some stuff for him, and you know, he adds to me, I add to him. That's how we get it. You know, that's how true artists get down. When you really networking and you really find soul in the artist, you know, and you can respect their mutual grounds. You know, they can add to you and you can add to them. And by far, we've been working together since 1992, and still, you know, still going strong. We don't have a lot of new stuff out, but you know, ESP is still working, still producing.
Hey man, you gotta stay consistent, you know, especially within the music industry. But '92, man, you guys had a long bond, man. Go almost 30 years by the math of that.
Right. Most of the artists I've worked with have been around that long, and then I've also been working with new artists too, and new sort of production. Lena is actually they're a married couple, but they produce, and it's so dope watching them play musical chairs. One of them kill the percussion and the drums and get up. The other one comes sit down, drop some keys and flutes and strings on top of it. The other one sit down, throw some chords on it. I mean, they're monstrous, and they're a husband and wife team.
And I'm gonna say you don't really see that a lot in the music industry, you know what I mean? But that's what you call one hell of a great team, husband and wife. Man, that's a dynamic duo, and it's unbeatable.
Yeah, I sort of, you know, it wasn't until I actually got a few beats from them that I started to realize, wait, that's some promotion right there. That's a married couple producing together.
Like when you first met them, did you just think they were just coworkers or something? People that just worked in the same studio, like, and then what made you actually realize that they were actually like a married couple?
Well, I knew the husband from hip hop. I knew he was a hip hop producer, and he probably had something. I heard a few things he put out, and that I really liked, so I wanted to work with him, but. He started letting me hear some other tracks he was doing, and I was like, whoa, wait, what's this? And he was like, oh, that's me and my wife together. My wife has a jazz background. So it's like he's hip-hop, she's jazz, but the both of them come together, and they bang something a little special, you know?
Oh, man, and that's talent to be able to bring hip-hop and jazz together, man. That's some talent right there.
Yeah, man. And their whole family, their whole family is talented. The sister Robbie, brother Noah, you know, he has a nephew, Tickety. I mean, they're all very, very, very musically talented.
And also,
I have the honor of working with them.
And also, earlier this year, you did a song called Recreation featuring Dutch Saint. I have to ask you, what was it like working with Dutch Saint? And also, where can our listeners buy that single?
Dutch is actually a general. He's a LA reputable. He comes from the east side of Los Angeles. That record is already released. You can find it on Google Play. It's on Amazon. It's on iTunes, Apple Music, Tidal. Just about everywhere you can buy music online. You can find two versions of Recreation. And Dutch Saint is actually a great singer and producer. He produced the track, and he also co-wrote the track with me. He's singing a lot of the background and highlights to the song, and he's also singing his own part of the song. But he's got a great voice, and I have so many more. Sorry about that. I'm always in the street. I'm in the streets of LA right now.
Hey man, it is all good, man. You know, if anyone knows LA, you know the streets are always busy, man. You know, it's like the New York of the West Coast. You know, the city never sleeps.
Yeah, it's wild out here, man.
But I gotta ask you,
I love it.
Hotbox, man, like, what's next for you, man? Other than the DJ Battle Cat work, other than your new records coming out, like, what's next for you? Is there anything I happen to miss during this interview that you still want to let our live audience know? Will we still have you here live on the radio?
Check this out. I got the DJ Battle Cat Self-Reflection album coming soon. I have the Burn single coming soon. I have the Hop Out the Box single coming soon. I also have Big Bang Theory coming soon. Those are singles. And I also have a mixtape called Dropping Bars I'm also releasing. And I haven't come up with a title for the second album yet, but I'm in the process of working on it, you guys. I have a great single coming from Weight Distribution called EBT. We've done a great video to it. I hope you guys enjoy that. We'll be dropping that soon. I'm just waiting on some technical things, and man, I'll be ready to holler back at y'all very shortly.
Hey, man.
Know some artwork to give you burn right now.
Hey, man, most definitely, man. Like I told you the first time, you're always welcome on the radio station, man. But I was wondering if you can, man, for the new listeners that are just tapping in, that didn't have the opportunity to hear the first interview, I was wondering if you can throw down your social media handles right quick. That way our listeners can follow you if they're not already doing so. But you're the legendary B.O.X, so I hope they're following you already.
I hope they are, but if you're not, it's BIGG_BOX, Big Box for Instagram. That's BIGG_BOX on Instagram. Official Static Music Group on Instagram. I also have Mr. Hotbox on Twitter. I have Hotbox LLC on Facebook. Hotbox LLC on YouTube, Static Music Group on Facebook. I mean, if you just jump back and forth to Hotbox and Static Music Group, I'm on all platforms. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. For your listening and visual flash-outs.
Hey, most definitely, man. So everybody that's listening, make sure you follow him, you know what I mean? And make sure you get all of his new projects, because if you don't get it, you most definitely will regret it. You dig?
Yes, sir.
I gotta say, Hotbox.
I just challenge you all to have some fun with me. Come on out, have some fun. Let's wiggle a little bit, and, let's move like we do. Smoke some gas and have a party, y'all.
Hey, most definitely, pop the Hennessy, bring some 40s, you know what I mean? Have some fun.
Hey.
But I gotta say, Box, thank you again for coming on 97.7 Outlaw Radio FM, man. It was an absolute honor and most definitely a privilege. I hope down the line we can do this again sometime soon, man.
Man, DJ Immortal, you got it anytime you want, brother. You just let me know. We can make it happen all the time.
Hey, same goes to you, man. You got a new record coming. You want some of that exposure? Hit me up. I most definitely will give you a date, man. You're always welcome on the station.
You'll be the first one to get it. As soon as I release it, you got it.
And I do want to say quickly, man, like I told you the first interview, man, I grew up listening to your music, you know what I mean? Your music helped me get through a lot of shitty times back when I was young, man, and it's really cool to be able to grow a bond and a friendship with an individual that you grew up idolizing, man. So just thank you again for the years of amazing hip-hop. I do want to say, I said that a lot to you already, but still, man, I cannot thank you enough for what your music did for myself. So thank you, man, and I'm looking forward to your newest projects and keep growing this business relationship together, brother.
Well, I want to thank you for all the love and support, because without that, there is no me. If nobody enjoyed what they heard and people didn't follow it, then I probably wouldn't be doing it for a long time. But I'm thankful for all the love and support, and thank you guys for keeping me moving. Thank you.
You are most certainly welcome, man. You are most certainly welcome. But I'm going to say, man, you have yourself a wonderful night. I'll let you get back to putting in that work. And you know what I mean? I'm looking forward to your new projects when they do come out.
Yes, sir. And they will be out very soon. Much love from the West Coast.
Hey, much love from the East Coast, man. I'm going to get into some rock that right here. We're going to go B.O.X. old school on their asses, man.
Oh.
Oh, yeah,
All
brother.
right, well, have a good one, you guys.
You as well, brother. Thank you. Have yourself a wonderful night.
Yes, sir.